Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Amazons.
Hi. Hello. Thank you. Thank you very much. You're welcome to another promisingly exciting episode of the Amazons. My name is Silo.
I'm Aisha Falode.
I am my humble self, Omasan Buwa.
Yes, today on the Amazon.
The topic is,
how did we survive without technology is what we're talking about today.
Okay.
We're talking about technology in general, where we are at right now. Femi just went straight to the point. Should I call you Bankole?
Bankole works.
Great. And nice to have you on the show.
Thank you for having
the
me.
Amazons. We all want to know exactly what's happening in technology. You own a company, or you run a company called Techabal.
And Techabal is, you provide that service where those who want to develop apps, it's like a marketplace where they come and develop their apps. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Absolutely, it's a community. So what we do is we allow them to have exposure to people who are interested in using those products in the first place, that is consumers, and also people who are interested in backing the businesses that they are creating to solve those problems. And whenever we cover startups, and as going forward, whenever we're going to be putting them in our platform and archiving them in our database, anyone can come on there and discover what opportunities to back next. And there are many sectors in the Nigerian ecosystem that people are trying to find insight into. It's not just local investors, it's foreign investors. So what we are is a discovery platform for Nigerian startups and African startups.
So, Mr. Shine,
Yes.
CoolLink, name everybody knows. What is CoolLink all about?
CoolLink, we are an internet service provider in Nigeria, and we really try to give the best internet connections for Nigerians, and at a very interesting price.
interesting meaning affordable?
Yes.
Okay.
Affordable and reliable, because if it's affordable but you don't have service, it's not interesting for you anymore.
No, it's not. It's frustrating actually
Yes.
when that happens. So thanks for coming to help us out in that regard.
In that regard.
The economic times are hard for every Nigerian, more so for the Nigerian woman. We are talking about how women can start up businesses, and those who already have, how they can make it bigger. You have not only started up business, you have started up businesses. TerraCulture. You are also into production,
Correct.
where you have the Waka Play, the Saro, the musical. How do you get to, finance all these your projects that you're doing?
We started TerraCulture 13 years ago, and like you were mentioning earlier, to start a business, it's not easy to get access to finance. That's a fact. So we started from getting funding from a bank.
Not from friends and family?
No.
Thank you.
I applied to Guarantee Trust Bank then.
Okay.
And there was a scheme by the federal government, small and micro scale enterprise loans. And it was under that I applied for a loan to start TerraCulture. A couple of years down the line, a decade later, I bought GT Bank out of our business. And now it's owned by myself and one or two other investors. And we founded another company called BAP Productions. That's a production arm of our business. So we were able to access loans or get funding for our productions because we had built a brand. The 13 years of doing TerraCulture, or 10 years at that point, gave us the opportunity to be able to apply for loans going forward because we'd created a credible brand. But it takes a lot of hard work, and like she was also mentioning earlier, it's not easy to access loans. Yes. The truth of the matter is you have to provide a lot of supporting documents, And truth be told, a lot of it is also done on personal recognizance. People feel they know you, they know your antecedents, they believe that you're coming from somewhere, So there's a lot involved in accessing loans, let's be fair. And like she rightly pointed out, it's not very easy for women either because there's a sort of unwritten boys club out there.
Yes.
And we're not part of it.
We will be looking at the evil of kidnappings in our boarding schools, as well as preferring solutions to curbing this ugly and unwelcome menace?
You know, it's so scary, especially for people like me who have children in a boarding school in this country. You know, immediately we heard of the first kidnapping last year. My mind just went haywire, you know, but we have to do what we have to do. Some of us believe in sending our children to boarding schools, some don't, and there's no guarantee that if it's not, they cannot do the same thing from a day school.
With us in the studio today is somebody we are all eager to talk to tackle this issue with us. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Lagos State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Fatai Owushiri. You are so welcome, sir. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Sir, as I'm sure you're aware, you're an officer who's really good at his job.
I think so.
based on the fact that some children were kidnapped from their schools recently. Thank you, they have been released. It's a new menace in society. Why is it happening, kidnapping in schools?
The society itself is not static, it's dynamic. And of course, as things change in the society, so also the types of crimes and the manners in which crimes are committed will change. In those days, it would probably be that someone was stolen motorcycle. Then we evolved to people stealing those motorcycles using guns. We graduated to stealing and robbing cars. And once the society changes globally, it's not just about Nigeria. That is what we are having now. And somehow, someday, very soon, we'll overcome.
I have a pertinent question that I want to ask. Do you think that intelligence policing can nip it in the bud before it happens?
Let me first tell you that everything that the police do now is intelligence-led. We now apply technology to most of our investigation. But you must also get something clear. No society can you eradicate crime. And the most advanced technology, why do you have in some countries that they will tell you that gunmen enter a school and kill 11, 15 people? The technology is advanced. They have CCTV. They have police that are well more equipped than us. And it happens there like every month, every 3 months. In their own cases, they are even killing. So you cannot completely eradicate crime. As partnering with members of the public, you recall that when the Inspector General of Police assumed office, one of the policy thrusts he has put out is for us to have eminent personality forum. What is our aim doing that? Is to get the community more involved, is to get policing to the grassroots, is to get information. But we should get something clear. The police and the security agencies cannot do it alone.
Welcome back to the Amazons, where today we are discussing conflicts in marriage, how to resolve such conflicts, how to make the marriages work. Can you imagine counting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 33? What are those things that you did and you are still doing to keep counting the years?
The major factor has been God, and the rest is you have to work for it. From the onset, what is your aims and objective? Do you want to really be committed to it? You must have intention of where you want to go into marriage. Are you prepared? Are you committed? Those are the initial things that come to mind. And every other thing starts coming up. And I was lucky. I met a guy who told me on the first day, I want you to be the mother of my children. On the first day.
And 33 years after, 33 years after, you are still together.
So has it been a bed of roses?
Marriage is never a bed
years?
of roses, my dear. marriage and can never be, because these are two different individuals from two different backgrounds coming together with different habits, values, needs, expectations, and they are coming together. It's only giving room to tolerance, acceptance, bending here and there, trying to adjust and not being controlling, not trying to change Aisha from who Aisha is to who you want the person to be. No.
Force.
Conflict in marriage has various dimensions. I started by telling you there are things that led to, if you know the conflicts in marriage, you first of all ask what are those things that could lead to conflict in marriage. If you lack self-esteem, if you have high expectation, oh, I want to marry this man's wife or this man's daughter is from Dangote family so that they will give me one car. And you marry that lady. You waited 1 year, 2 years, nothing is coming. You start becoming very aggressive.
Very violent.
The next thing you want out of the marriage.
We are talking about a man who is married to one woman, who has one wife, and yet they sleep in separate bedrooms.
I heard somebody say something about when you have issues, that because you're in the same bedroom, you resolve it faster.
Yes.
It might not be 100% correct. Because we've also had instances where the man and the woman had issues. If they had been in separate rooms, that woman would not have died.
You're talking about extreme cases of domestic violence now.
Violence, exactly.
Yes.
If they had been in separate rooms also, probably that would have been averted.
For everything to calm down.
Exactly. So it is not a boxed-in rule. But I think it is nice for the man and the woman to sleep on the same bed. But if
doesn't matter the room.
It doesn't matter. It could even be in our room. I might decide for this month, this week, we're going to stay in your room. It's fun. But people want to, we're used to missionary everything.
We're talking about dysmenorrhea and amenorrhea. Now, what are these conditions in plain medical terms that we can understand?
Dysmenorrhea and amenorrhea are actually among the commonest disorders of menstruation that a woman might experience at some point in her lifetime. They are quite common in the environment, especially amongst women of reproductive age group, most especially the very young ones. Dysmenorrhea, as it is, simply put, at least for the lay people out there to understand, refers to what? Menstrual pain. Usually, the kind of pelvic pain the woman experiences is in relation to menstruation. So most often, this pain tends to be cyclical, and we actually have different types of dysmenorrhea. Secondly, amenorrhea, on the other hand, simply refers to cessation of menstruation or failure of onset of menstruation. Usually, this would have lasted for minimum of 6 months. Just like dysmenorrhea, amenorrhea can be further classified into two broad categories.
Okay, so can we start with dysmenorrhea first?
Okay.
What categories of dysmenorrhea are they?
So talking about dysmenorrhea, for instance, we have primary dysmenorrhea, we have secondary dysmenorrhea. At least those are the two broad classifications I want the lay people out there to understand clearly. For we as medical practitioners, there are other types which occur less frequently, like membranous dysmenorrhea. Primary dysmenorrhea is that which usually occurs around the time the menstruation starts, and in most cases, it usually may not last more than 24 hours. It resolves.
Hi, Veronica.
Hi.
Hello. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
I like the
Glad to be here.
packaging. I mean, is it the styling?
Always, no? Yeah.
All right, tell us about it now. Who really is a celebrity stylist?
Well, a celebrity stylist is basically anyone who styles people that are in the public eye.
Okay. Now, I want to ask you, styling. When did styling become a profession in Nigeria? When did you start styling?
Well, I know that there were people that were styling in Nigeria way before. I moved back in 2010, so I started in 2010. But I know that there were people like Bola Balogun and Omoyemi Akerele that were styling on a minimal level for magazines, for the covers. So I think styling has kind of been around, but it's been more embraced now more than ever before because people are actually paying attention to the way they look and knowing that your image is absolutely everything. And it's important to look good.
Oh my goodness.
No, we've had fun.
We are having too much fun in the studio today, please. I mean, on Amazon today, it's hot. And we're talking about, as you see, you know, models and the business of modeling, you know. Damilola Davidson, we wish you all your heart's desires. And we see that you're already on your way, you know, and like you said, you're spiritual. Keep praying, keep pushing, right?
We wish you all the best and Godspeed.
Yes,
God's
yes,
protection.
yes, you know. Woo.